First part of this presentation by Jill and Pete will be on kind of the benefits if you're not using an online giving system, the benefits of having that, and then we'll address how do you increase the number of people, because what's going to happen is if you don't have a program, you'll get something in place, you'll have the first initial group sign up right away, and then it'll flatline unless you do smart things to uh, increase that amount and have people trust you to continue making their giving online. So without further ado, here's Jill and Pete from parishgiving.com. They were gracious enough to come in and share with you what they know. So please take it away, guys.
Awesome. Thanks, Eric. And thank you guys for joining us tonight. We're excited to be here. Like Eric said, I'm Jill, and my colleague Pete is with me
Hello.
this evening, and we're from Parish Giving. And we actually are a company, an online giving company that specializes in helping dioceses and parishes across the country, and really to help them build strong, sustainable online giving programs. So whether you don't have one and you're going to learn something about that tonight, or you do have one, and hopefully we can give you some tidbits on how to grow that, which is exactly what Eric said. We would love to know where you're from. So if you could put your name and your parish in the chat, that would be great. And we are going to have a Q&A after the first section on the benefits of online giving, and then also on the second section. But if you have questions as we go, and if you could put them in the chat, we're going to be monitoring that and make sure that we get them answered throughout the presentation, or if not, at the end. So definitely lots of time for questions, and we want to hear them. So I think we can go ahead and get started. Anything I missed, Pete? And you're on mute, so
Yeah,
that's okay.
I apologize. All good. Yeah. I just want to thank Eric and the team for giving us the opportunity to present to everyone.
Great. All right, so we are going to start with the benefits of online giving. All right, so one of the first benefits that you can think about is consistent giving, which stabilizes parish revenue, meaning that online giving provides you with a steady, predictable flow of donations, even when your parishioners aren't there. So they might be traveling, they might be sick, there might be weather conditions. We were kind of talking about the weather earlier before everybody came in, but there are unpredictable things that prevent parishioners from getting to Mass. So that gives you year-round support if they sign up for recurring gifts. And you can have better planning, more reliable income by, and to budget confidently and to support ongoing programs and plan for your future needs. So we're going to give you like a small example and something to think about as we go through the presentation. So here's a comparison between an envelope giver and an online giver and the costs. So both of them are giving $25 a week. So your envelope giver only gives when attending Mass. So they may miss Mass 8 to 15 times a year. That's kind of the average number. So their actual giving is $925 to $1,100. There are additional costs, but the one that we can actually measure is envelopes cost approximately $6 a family per year. So the net to your parish is $919 to $1,094. Again, based on how many times they attend Mass. If you look to the online giver, that's giving the same amount per week, $25. They give consistently every week. Their annual giving is $1,300. And here's, a couple of processing fees based on a credit card giver. So the average is about 2.85% for a credit card, 30 cents a transaction. And, in our company, we charge $1 per month as a platform fee. So that total fees for that online giver is $64.65. So the net to the parish is $1,235.35. So the online giver is still giving more. So the net increase to your parish is between 12 and 34% by an online giver versus an envelope giver. All right. So if we look at some other benefits.
I'm sorry, Joe. I was going to add
Oh,
one more thing.
yeah, sure.
That with the online giver, there is a feature for the parishioner to cover the fees of that contribution.
In some companies, it depending on who you're with.
Okay.
Great. So again, online giving can encourage regular stewardship. Consistent is really what we're looking for, which is sustained support for your parish mission. They tend to give more over time with automated giving than with envelopes. It's also online giving is very convenient for your parishioners, meaning in modern giving options right now, a lot of people do not carry checks and cash on them. So online giving is available to them at any moment to give to the parish. Online giving allows one-time gifts, recurring donations, and special collections. So something you think about, that it can be very varied. It doesn't have to be just a one-time donation. And also it appeals to the younger generation and tech-savvy families. So online giving supports your community, your parish community, because it can simplify giving for any capital improvements you're working on, outreach ministries, school fundraisers, or tuition assistance if you're involved with a school. And it makes it easier for anybody that's visiting your parish, maybe involved in a wedding or a memorial or a baptism, to give while they're there. So the other aspect of online giving is it actually streamlines your efficiency. So for your administrative team. So what that means is that it reduces staff time counting of money, recording and depositing physical contributions. It minimizes that human error point, and it reduces the risk of fraud. Unfortunately, we know there's some fraud out there, so it does reduce that risk. It also can provide clear, trackable reports for tax statements and financial audits for not only you as a staff, but also for your parishioner. They have access to those records as well, 24/7. It keeps your parish prepared for the unexpected, making you very resilient during disruptions. And those disruptions can be weather, it can be building closures, traffic, emergencies, things like that. So we're going to show you a couple examples, but the one aspect of online giving is it's very, very simple to implement and to promote. So we're going to show you a church bulletin where they're promoting it, and a parish website, just to give you an idea. All right, so in this bulletin on the first page at the bottom, they have a QR code. And then in the second page, it's the pastor's message, but they also, again, have the QR code. So and we'll get into this a little bit more with how to promote, but if somebody read pastor's comments and they're like, you know what, I want to give to whatever he's talking about, the ability is right there on the second page of the bulletin. They also have a full-size promotional insert at the bottom of this bulletin I believe it's page 6. That is actually seasonal. So this has something to do with the fall season, nourishing our parish community with online giving. And it has the tagline, just as shopping at the farmer's market is convenient and accessible, so is online giving. So this church does a good job of mixing up their message and keeping it seasonal and fresh. And again, they take you to the website or they take you to a QR code. So that's a good example of a bulletin of how easy it is to keep online giving fresh and ongoing. If we go to the parish website, one of the best practices with online giving is to add a visible giving button that's prominent not only on your front page, but also on every website page. So this church does a really good job of that. In the top right-hand corner, you can see their give button right beside their social media icons. They also have a beautiful give page with lots of give online, and they're talking about give now. And if you're new to the parish or if you want to change your gift, how to do that. They also have text giving available, and they also show you how to download into the app so that you can give right from the app on your phone. Again, they just have some beautiful messages here about giving, and then a little bit of an FAQ, and then who to contact if you have questions. So those are all the benefits. So do either of you guys have any questions, or Eric, actually, while we're here, like any questions about the benefits or some of the things that we've mentioned? So just to kind of recap, gives you sustainable income, is consistent. People are in a church, they're still giving if they set up recurring schedules. Very easy to promote, very easy to implement. Eric.
Yeah. Can you address, because this always comes up anytime I talk to a parish council or bring this up to a pastoral council or something like that. The pushback is our people are older and they don't give online. What do you say to that?
It's a great question. And definitely we're going to hit that a lot in the how to promote.
Okay.
Yeah, but if I think I'm going to talk, just answer this a little bit as a question, or actually I was going to say as a company, but I'll do it generally. You want to find an online giving company that can become a partner with you and help you with this too. I understand that people think that their demographic is not tech savvy, a lot of them. So how can we make it easy for them, right? Our company offers customer service to your parishioners to help them set up their accounts. We do one-to-one training with any of your staff and with you so that you feel comfortable with the product. And then we make a lot of recommendations of like having a giving Sunday, helping them set up their accounts. We have lots of tools, step-by-step video, step-by-step handout to make it easy. Would that answer your question, or you think that we need to go deeper?
Yeah, that's good for now. The one thing I usually tell people is my dad is 76 and he has been one of the longest online givers when his parish in our diocese, when his parish adopted online giving, he was one of the first people to sign up, and then he'll go in and change his account as needed or change his giving as needed. And he is not your tech savvy person. He is just a guy that didn't want to write checks anymore.
Right. Well, and that's such a great point, because it's like if you can show somebody that might be a little tentative with it, how easy it is, and it takes off that burden of constantly thinking every week about how am I going to get the parish money. It actually becomes a relief and an enjoyment. So, I think it's more of like we'll go through some of those steps, but making it visible and making it easy.
And Joe, can I interject one thing too?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I was gonna say more and more people, regardless of their demographic and age, have one of these, and they're used to looking online for their news, searching the web, and it's basically an extension of that, right? All you had to do is create an account, add some billing information, schedule it, and forget it. So, yeah, more and more people have an iPhone or a Google phone that they kind of manage their information from.
Yeah, they set it and forget it. I love
Yes.
that. Yeah. Great, great. So that was a great segue into how to promote it, right? So I think one of the main successes that we've seen about online giving is talking about it from the pulpit, having your pastor talk about it or a trusted parish leader, explaining the benefits of online giving during Mass and including that personal touch. If like your father's story, Eric, would be beautiful, right? To like share, whether it was he would share it or the leader would share it, or you put it in writing somewhere. And it really starts opening up people to seeing that this could be for everyone, right? Everyone in the parish. And I think a really good best practice is to time your announcements around like a stewardship, season that you're having, or the holidays, or the bad weather reminders. So you want to constantly think about, your congregation and talking to them about it. A definite one, and we saw a great example earlier, is the bulletins, keeping it visible weekly, whether it's bulletins and that recurring QR code linking directly to the giving page or to the giving campaign that you're doing. Or, for instance, I was talking with a partner this morning that they do candles. So they wanted that QR code laminated up with their candle so that somebody could give right as they were lighting candles or they were giving to the poor box, things like that. So there's a lot of creative ways that you can make this easy for your parish. In your bulletin, right? Short reminders, bulletin blurbs, forgot your envelope, give online, secure and easy. Just those simple kind of messages. We saw the seasonal fall message of online giving, but you want to rotate those messages in your bulletin. I'm going to go to Pete here, who used to be in marketing, and he's going to tell us just a little bit about how many times visibly people see a product until they start using it.
Yeah, so Jill and I used to work at Comcast years ago in customer service operations department. Then I moved on to the marketing department. But within the marketing department, there were statistics that an end or a customer had to see either your logo or your message 3 to 5 times before it registered. So that's the thinking behind, put the donate button, everywhere. Put a QR code with a logo everywhere. So this way it registers for your parishioners. Comcast used to send out mailings, and I'm like, why are we sending out all these mailings? And then like, here's the statistics behind it. So it's 3 to 5 impressions before the parishioner or the consumer actually understands and comprehends the message.
And you're always going to have those go-getters that are going to sign up right away, like Eric's dad. But you're going to have those people that need to. You're going to have all stages, and I think that's what Eric, you mentioned in the beginning of the presentation, is that people get excited and they want to help the parish in the beginning, but these are ways to sustain this. To get as many possible online givers, to get that new family or that new parishioner that comes into your parish to give online. And the other suggestion that we have and make available, at least with our company, is to offer printable or physical I Give online cards. We have laminated ones, that you can have in the back of the church, or this is like a printable coupon that someone can print from their own personal account. And we also have seen many of our parishes offer this on their website, and we'll actually show you an example of that. All right, so we talked about the definite, right? We showed you an example of it needs to be on your website. prominent give or donate buttons. Preferable on every page are standalone on the home page in one of the corners. Also, some ideas to create a why online giving page with FAQs and benefits and testimonials. Social media is a great way to talk about your online giving. And Pete has an example for us there. This is one of our New York churches that has a pretty active Facebook, and there they have their golf outing so that you can actually sign up and give right from the Facebook page for that event. So QR codes here, online giving here, definitely.
And social media is free, doesn't cost anything, right? So it's a nice tool to take advantage of because it reaches so many different people.
And Pete, can you share that story about the Philadelphia church?
Sure. And it was right after COVID, we had a bunch of churches sign up and we had a parish in inner city Philadelphia. I think they must have had like 3 to 4 people that gave online monthly. And we get a call from them one day and they're like, thank you so much. We're like, oh, it's nice to hear, are we providing good service and stuff like that? Yes. But on top of it, apparently they put out a plea on their Facebook page. Somebody shared it with somebody else. Next thing they know is they got I think it was a $10,000 donation from somebody in California that gave online. And that person grew up in the parish years ago and wanted to give back. That donation would never been possible if it wasn't online.
Right.
You never know who you're going to reach with social media. And if you make it easy for them, it's that much simpler.
Right. So the reach can be really far. We actually have a church in Brownsville, Texas. Probably about 3 weeks ago now, I'm going to say, but they came on board and just received a $15,000 donation. And I don't know the whole dynamics of it, but they have a very vibrant Facebook page and a brand new website. So yeah, we were excited for them too, every little bit. So also a big thing that we suggest is to include online giving in your new parishioner, new family packets. If you give them a packet or an email or a newsletter or whatever you would give them to welcome them. And we actually have some parishes that just say, this is how we want you to donate. We want you to donate online. They don't even give them envelopes. If they want envelopes, they have to actually come to the parish and get them. So here's another example of a website page. Just again, giving signups, tips. Here's the giving coupon they can print right from the website, and just, some directions about if you need help. So you can make your website very dynamic and all inclusive. All right, and we talked a little bit about QR codes, but QR codes everywhere. And I know Pete said this earlier, but we all have phones, and turn the phones into giving tools. So you want to display QR codes we actually have some churches that laminate the QR code and put them in the pews. So you're going to see it in the bulletin. You're going to see it in the pews. Parish office signage. So if you have any high traffic areas, maybe even a poster or just a QR code, especially if you're doing, if you have to raise money for something, whether it's doors or you're just doing a special campaign, you can actually have a QR code directly linked to that particular campaign, which makes it really easy for them to give. Encourage. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and we've also made it even easier where with a QR code you can pay through Apple Pay. So goes to you scan it, it goes to the donation, enter the amount, and double click on Apple Pay, and then you process your donation. It's that easy. And Google Pay is coming soon also.
So here's an example, like on the slide, of just a little, like a little blurb for the bulletin, but it has that QR code on it, like just to simplify your giving, and just another example. Short video testimonials are very powerful too, like just a 60-second clip of parishioners that are giving, explaining why they give online, demonstrating how easy it is to set up. We have like a short clip video that we give to our parishes, and on here is an example of a handout. In just 3 to 4 steps, you can literally set up an account and give reoccurring. So, and again, if you share that via social media, the website, you can play the video after Mass. I mean, some parishes, it all depends on the setup, but, can play it during Mass. Just gives you that reach and that, focus on how easy it is and how much help you can get to set up these accounts. Online Giving Sunday events have been successful for some parishes, where they host an online giving Sunday like once a quarter. They have volunteers available, like in the narthex or lobby of the parish, to help parishioners sign up. And it reinforces the message at the pulpit and also those bulletin reminders. So there's a lot available to the parishioner themselves so that they're constantly seen. And we go back to that example where Pete says in marketing, and it's with any kind of product, it sometimes takes people 3 to 5 times before they, when they see it, they feel comfortable with it and they're ready to try it. Yeah, so we have the handout, all of these things that we have available as a company for you as well. So direct mail and email campaigns, a personal invitation from leadership is, and again, it all depends on how your parish is set up, but a letter or an email from the pastor or the stewardship team, sharing the vision for sustainable giving, explaining how online giving supports the mission of the parish. And we're going to show you just a quick kind of tool we have available. But
welcome to new member sign up with Parish Giving. We're going to walk you through how to give online to your parish by creating a Parish Giving account. Start by visiting your church's website. Click on the donate link or the Parish Giving logo to reach the landing page. Click the Create New Account button. Fill in the required fields and click Save. Remember your username and password for future logins. If you would like to be texted a security code each time you log in, enter your phone number and click Activate. If not, click Do Not Activate. Your account has now been created. The next step is to add your billing information.
so we can,
On the
yeah,
bill-
it just to, give you an idea. So you want to time like campaigns with different holidays, Advent, Lent, or fiscal year planning. So frame your online giving as a way to give first, not from what's left over. Reinforce that we give to support the mission, not just maintain operations. So highlight the giving tools on your website.
To those of you in our parish family who do not support your parish regularly, either through Parish Giving, envelopes, or participation in the weekly collections, but you still want St. Paul Parish to be here for your family baptisms, for weddings, for funerals, for Christmas and Easter, with lights and air conditioning and heating in a church that's beautiful and clean, I ask you to search your conscience and reflect on your support for St. Paul Church. If you're not supporting your parish through weekly contributions, I'm asking you to rethink that decision and perhaps to make a commitment to at least $10 weekly, preferably through electronic giving by signing up for Parish Giving. If every family who doesn't support the parish regularly gave $10 weekly, we'd be in good shape. Of course, if you can give more, it'd be much appreciated.
So that was a nice high-level example of a father creating the video, put on their website, and parishioners seeing it and kind of encourage them to give online. And then here's some additional tips and tricks or tips on how they could sign up. Our information's here. They can always call us and we can help them with the registration.
All right, and then to tie online giving into ministry life, just to encourage leaders to collect retreat fees, donations, or event registrations via online giving and QR codes or giving links in ministry communications. So that's great.
So here's an example of a golf outing that we can create for you. And it's just basically an online form. How many golfers would you like to sponsor? Yes. Lunch sponsor. And as you can see, everything gets totaled up. They fill out the information, they submit, and they process a payment or a contribution. And then here is a bulletin excerpt of a CYO registration for a parish for girls volleyball and girls and boys basketball. Any questions on promoting online giving? Yes, no?
I can tell you that what you said about the pastor promoting it does make a big difference. We had one of our priests, his last assignment, he promoted from the pulpit online giving regularly, and the numbers were astounding what he was bringing in virtually versus through the baskets. And I don't know if that still exists in that parish because he retired and there's been a couple of changes since then. So, but while he was pastor, his promotion and then using lay witnesses to talk about their experience online giving with some frequency, he said, just made a huge difference. It was really shocking the kind of response he was getting from that kind of promotion.
Okay.
And typically, once parishioners decide to give online, they typically don't go back because it's so much easier, it's convenience. Some of the parishioners decide to use credit cards. Most credit cards nowadays have points. So they're getting points plus a tax deduction at the end of the year. So it's a win-win. Any other questions? So here's the last couple slides. I promise we're almost over.
All right, so we just talked about online giving in general, but why choose Parish Giving as your online giving partner? So for pastors, peace of mind, secure, accessible giving for all your parishioners, For admins is time saving, intuitive dashboard and responsive support. For finance committees, transparent pricing, no hidden fees, and robust financial reporting. Online giving is, there's no startup or user fees with Parish Giving. There's clear upfront pricing and no surprises. There's free promotional materials and onboarding support. Parishioners can opt to cover the transaction fees, reducing the parish costs. Integrates with most parish management and accounting systems. And includes free staff training on one-on-one onboarding. And we're here for you as staff. We have one-on-ones with our staff. We have seminars, webinars that, the staff can attend to learn how to grow online giving and to learn about all of the other products that we have. And if you're thinking about switching from your current online giving platform, we make it easy to transition. We have a customized transition plan, hands-on training for your staff and volunteers, and a communication templates to inform and guide your parishioners.
So if you're interested in learning more, just send us an email, give us a call, and we can always follow up with a copy of the presentation also with our contact information. Any additional questions that you guys might have?
I will go ahead and send a replay of this out to you two that are watching now. So if you want to share it with your finance council, if you have one, or people that might need to help make a decision, you'll at least have this and can reference it if you need to or want to.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, we also do have 9 parishes in the Dodge City Diocese that partner with us currently. So, and we can get you a list of those. Or we can send it to you, Eric, if you
Yeah,
like.
that'd be great. And then I'll include it
Okay.
with the
Perfect.
replay.
Perfect. All right. Thank you, guys.
Hold on. Carrie just sent in a question. She asked, what if your parish doesn't have a website?
Joe, would you like to answer that?
Well, we do, if you decide to come on online giving, we do have an option to create a website for you.
For free. So we do have, if you're a partner with Parish Giving with us, we can create a website for free and host it for free. If that helps.
Does that come with a specific domain? Like Carrie's from St. Teresa, would it be like stteresa.com? I mean,
Yeah, whatever's available, it's customized to the parish. So whatever's available. So if stteresa.com or stteresa.org is not available, which I'm assuming it won't be. Typically, what most parishes do is St. Teresa with the city.
right, St. Teresa Dighton.
Dighton.com or .org.
Yeah, and then there would be a domain registration fee and then an annual, or however that works, a fee to keep that domain.
That's included in our
Oh, okay.
in the partnership. Let me just give you some examples of some of the websites that we can help you with. Electronic bulletin. Have it up here. Do they not have it in our services? Maybe they don't have it anymore. All right, I'll find the page and then I'll send it over to you of some of the example websites that we do. Yeah. It's basically in WordPress, but
Right.
it's pretty functional.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Carrie, Brenna, any other questions you have? Oh, great. Okay. Brenna is out. She has got to tuck a kid in and read a story. So, and I think we took care of Carrie. So, okay,
Yep.
we're good to go there. So thank you, ladies, for showing up. Good, best wishes. Thanks, Peter and Jill, for
Of course.
sharing your
My
information.
pleasure.
And then I will get an email out to you with the replay, some lists of parishes using Parish Giving, for example, and then I think there was something else, but we'll get that email out ASAP.
All
Okay.
right.
All right. Thanks, Eric.
Everyone,
Thank
thanks
you.
for everything.
Well, thanks,
Have a great
everyone.
night.
Have a good night.
Have a
Yep, we'll see
great
you then.
night.
Bye.
Thank you.